Okay.
What was your name again?
My name's Lyle.
Lyle.
Yeah.
Lyle, I'm Sam Redding. I'm from Bay County native. Family's been around here for generations, and we're here at Half Hitch Tackle, which has been open since 1975. It's really expanded quite a bit from the original days, pretty much concentrating on the salt water in the fishing department, and of course we have the true value for the hardware and such. Fishing is seasonal here. It's depending on what time of year. It really kind of depends on what you're catching. So you kind of target the different fish based on the season. The season that they're open as well now that all the regulations have come in play. So now at this time being almost spring, late winter here, it's kind of sketchy in the fishing, but you can still catch fish. You can catch the trout in the bays and the redfish. Some flounder, pompano occasionally out on the beach, on the piers. And we've got about everything you could use to fish and catch fish here, and with bait and live bait.
Great. So you service a lot of recreational anglers, but apart from rec anglers, what other types of fishing is there around in Panama City?
Well, there's a lot of charter, a lot of commercial fishing. We have a large commercial fleet that comes in at Tarpon Dock and unloads their catch. And the recreational is very heavy. People coming down from all over the southeast to fish and bring their own boats or not. It's pretty busy, especially in the seasons. Using an example of like the red snapper season, which starts in May, is one of the most popular seasons that we have. That will only go on for about 30, 40 days, and then it's done. And the limits on catching them is few, so you're going multiple times normally. And that seems to be one of our most sought after time of year to be fishing. And then of course we have the Spanish mackerel and the kingfish and the cobia that all come in during this early spring, making their migratory moves.
The store's been around for 40 plus years. Have you worked here that whole time?
Oh no, I'm retired.
Okay.
I only work here a couple days a week.
Gotcha.
For 5 hours. Yeah. My wife said I was catching too many fish. I needed to find something else to do. So here I am. Came to my favorite place.
There you go. How have you seen things change, if at all, over the past time that you've been fishing?
Well, it's changed a lot in regards to regulations. Which is in some places needed, but it sure does limit the amount of time that you might spend on the water chasing fish because of the regulations and the crowds. It's gotten really packed.
Hurricane Michael, how did you see that impact things locally?
Oh, it was definitely impactful. It was horrible, actually. I'm one of the few homes in my subdivision that got crushed by 4 very, very large pine trees, and I had to live in my garage for 3 months so I could get into my office, which at the time I worked out of my home, so we can get a little expansion there. It was tough. A lot of primarily problems were around the insurance and the lack of response. A lot of people needed a lot worse than I did. Yes, it came in from the east, from Mexico Beach, which would have caught the left side of the hurricane at the time. Yeah. And it really, literally laid our forest flat. And it's amazing to look at it today.
Did that have any impact at all on the fishing, or mostly on the landscape?
Well, frankly, during that time, I wasn't really thinking about fishing. I was trying to recoup like everybody else. Yeah. But, it does stir things up. Some of the places you might had marked out there as far as some wreckage or something on the bottom offshore might have moved around, or you couldn't find it at all.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been fishing?
I started standing up when I was about 18 months.
And why do you love fishing?
Oh, goodness gracious. It's just, the outdoor activity, being out there with nature. The comradeship you find with other fishermen, the freedom it kind of gives you. Get away from work and other thoughts.
Yeah.
It's not just so much the industry, it was a family generational thing. My dad took my grandpa took my dad fishing, my dad takes me fishing,
Yep.
kind of thing like that.
Yeah.
And it's a family thing, so, and especially here in the South, it's a community thing. People have a lot of fish fries and we get together, huge social events and stuff like that, which makes it's cool.
Yeah.
You don't find that everywhere.